I started my vegetable garden this year, and it was mainly a disaster, mainly, but not completely, mainly a disaster. And there are things that I did that I shouldn't have done, things to be avoided that perhaps could be helpful to you to learn if you're a new gardener. Because, you just don't want to make the mistakes and have the disasters that I had, because I had a lot of disasters, and it just, man, it's disappointing when you pour your heart and soul into it and then it just all goes to crap. So I'm gonna tell you a few things to help you avoid that. So the first tip is start now, right now. It's November. You need to start right now because there are so many things you need to do to prepare. You wouldn't even believe it. Number one, you need to start saving because it's expensive. It's hella expensive. You got to buy all that dirt. You got to buy all the equipment. I mean, if you're starting from scratch, you got to buy so much crap and it adds up real quick. There are money saving ways. There are ways you can save money, but overall it's expensive. It's hella expensive. And that sucks, but that's just the truth of the matter. So start saving. Number two, figure out where you're going to put the garden, because I planted my garden in a sort of a partially shaded area. I didn't research enough. I was like, oh, there's sun, there's earth. I'll just put the garden there. And hence some things wouldn't grow. My carrots just failed. And I did all the tricks to make the carrots grow, putting the board on the seedlings so they sprout and, making sure everything's damp and getting everything going right. They failed. They all failed. And that was very disheartening because I love carrots and I didn't get to have any carrots. So that sucked. So you got the location, you've started, you need to know your zone, your hardiness zone. That's super important. And you need to print out a schedule of when you want to start planting things and whether they need to be planted by seed or by transplant, because certain things do better one way or the other, and sometimes it depends where you are. It's a mess. It's a mess, but you got to figure it out. You just got to do it if you want to do it. So you got that. You got the seeds. You know when you're going to plant them. You're saving for the stuff. You got everything in the ground. Okay, you're good to go. Pests are they're gonna want to kill your plants. They're gonna want to kill your plants really, really aggressively. So you need to have a plan in place. Figure out what pests and diseases what you're growing is susceptible to, and figure out a way to combat them. And an ounce of prevention is worth a bunch of cure, or something like that. The point is, if you can prevent the thing from happening or delay it, you'll be much better off. I had pumpkins this year that got powdery mildew, and I tried to fight it once it was set in, and it was just a losing battle. There was just no way. But there are certain things I could have done that I didn't do to prevent it. That would have, it would have happened eventually, but I could have staved it off for a while. Starved it off, staved it off. I don't know. So do that. Be prepared for pests and diseases and how you're going to combat them. And then the other thing I would do is I would plant interspersed flowers within your garden. Whatever you're growing, have flowers everywhere, because they'll draw the beneficial insects that will help fight the bad insects, and they'll draw the pollinators who will pollinate the things that you're growing if they need pollination. Pumpkins and cucumbers and stuff need pollination. So you've done that, and that. What else do you need to do? I don't know. Oh, the flowers also can help the soil, especially I've heard French marigolds are really good for soil health. That's kind of all I can think of right now. Location, what you want to plant, your zone, you're going to print a schedule, you're going to save, you're going to decide whether you want to do in-ground or raised beds. I prefer raised beds. I just feel like you have more control, but just depends. That's kind of it. Good luck.